Yiquan Academy study program is following Master Yao Chengguang's method and is divided into three main levels: basic, intermediate and advanced. And after this there is so-called enhancing training. If training full-time every day, as it is done in Master Yao Chengguang's school in Beijing, you could learn this program in quite short time. Basic, intermediate, advanced level and some time of enhancing training could be done in just a few months. Of course, this means only learning the training system, which gives you a basis for a long time training, which actually develops your combative skills. While Master Yao Chengguang can teach you this system just in a few months, at the same time he's repeating that it needs some 2-3 years to teach someone to fight well. And it needs something like 10 years to really understand the subject of fighting, of martial art, of so-called combat science. Those who are Master Yao Chengguang's top disciples have actually learned with him on full-time basis for something like 6, 7, 8 years. Training every day full-time and at the same time assisting him in teaching. So the main way of learning at Master Yao's school is long-term, full-time. Long-term means several months to several years. Full-time means something like about 6 hours everyday training. But there are many people who couldn't do full-time long-term training, so it's possible to learn this program by coming more times for shorter periods. In Europe we don't really have long-term full-time students. Most people learning Yiquan are just coming to normal classes 2-3 times a week, or participating in weekend seminars, 1 week or 2 week courses. So Yiquan Academy study program is adjusted in such a way that it suits mainly such people. We have divided the basic level program into 4 parts. Each of those parts is then divided into 6 smaller parts. So those small parts are we call modules, and those bigger parts we call sections of the program. People who learn by attending regular classes, something like twice a week, will learn 1 module in 1 month, which means 1 section, 6 modules in 6 months, and the whole basic level program in 24 months. This is time of learning suitable for people who cannot really train intensively, so they wouldn't be able to learn faster. Those who cannot come to regular classes could participate in weekend seminars, 1 week or 2 week courses, and learn the program intensively, and then practice by themselves in the period between those seminars and courses. And those who attend regular classes could additionally also participate in seminars and intensive courses, and this way learn the program in shorter time than when only attending regular classes. Because the program is divided into sections and modules, it's easy for practitioners to follow the seminars and courses which we organize, knowing at each level they are at the moment. They know to which of our courses they could come. The basic level consists of 4 sections, and each of those 4 sections consists of 6 modules. One module can be learned during 1 month of regular classes, or 1 weekend intensive seminar. Learning 1 section would take 6 weekend seminars. We also do 1 week courses and 2 week courses. At 2 week course you could learn material of 1 section. So 1 week course would cover half of a section, which means 3 modules. For example, someone who lives in a place where he cannot learn each one regularly could come to our courses once a year, twice a year. If it will be once a year for 2 weeks, then he could learn a basic level program in 4 years. If coming more often, of course, it could be done in shorter time. In Yao's method, you are learning some exercises from various groups of training methods simultaneously. It's not standing, doing Jandra for some longer time, then only after some time starting Shili slow movement, and then other methods. But from the very beginning you also learn some methods which could be called a bit more advanced. Of course, you still need to focus on those most basic, but when you also learn those other methods, more advanced, you can better understand what are you doing, why are you doing this basic training, in which direction it should lead you. You better understand the relation between various training methods. So this way your basic training is becoming more efficient. The first section of the program, so this is what you could learn at 1 2-week course, 2 1-week courses, or 6 weekend seminars. In the first section you learn most of so-called health postures, and first of so-called combat postures, which you do with 5 variants of so-called seeking strength, Moli or Mojir. Also most of Shili exercises, slow movement testing strength, are introduced in the first section. Some Fali, explosive issuing power, and this includes punching and 1 kicking method. As for pushing hands, you start learning pushing hands already in the first module. First single pushing hands, later double pushing hands in fixed position and with steps. First some fixed steps and then also 3 steps. And also a method of neutralizing opponent power, opponent Fali in pushing hand is introduced in the first section. And when you master this exercise, it can also be used as kind of fast reaction practice. In the second section, you continue with health postures, you learn next combat postures, some shilis, and you also start mixing shilis in kind of form, but without fixed order. There are also many falis in second section, including punching, hitting with various parts of your body, like head, shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, and also another kick. Also practice of kicking with a partner is introduced in second section. There's also eyes training and shisheng, testing voice. While in first section, at the very beginning, you learn so-called mocabu, friction steps, very basic stepping practice. In second section, there is shijan bufa, combat steps, which are steps practiced faster, more natural way, closer to actual fighting. Some steps are practiced with hitting, also as exercise with partner, which becomes a basis for so-called attack and defense training. In second section, there is a lot of pushing hands practice, including various ways of issuing power in pushing hands, and this includes also hitting with various parts of your body. Then there is neutralizing and countering various methods of Fali in pushing hands. And you also start practicing pushing hands in more free way. In the third section, you will learn next combat postures, those a bit more advanced, like taming the tiger, landing dragon, or posture on one leg. In the third section, you continue with pushing hands, also methods of issuing power, hitting and pushing hands, and many ways, examples of neutralizing and countering in pushing hands. Hitting back and hitting pads is introduced in the third section. There are exercises related to Sanshou, free fighting, including fast reaction training when practicing punching with a partner. At the end of the third section, also simplified method of Sanshou sparring, where the focus is on footwork, is introduced. In the fourth section, there are again some combat postures, including standing on one leg but with the other leg supported, sitting variants of combat postures, and posture called Niao Nan Fei Zhuang, birds flying with difficulty, which is quite advanced kind of practice. You will practice hitting cotton ball with various parts of your body, and you will also learn shili and fali with a wooden pole. You will have sitting variants of pushing hands drills, where your both feet will be above ground, not touching ground. You will do a lot of free pushing hands, some sun show, free fighting, and you will start learning Genu, Yiquan dance. Actually, at this stage it's just first introduction, transitory stage between mixed Shili practice and more free dance. If you develop good basis, then you could go through intermediate and advanced level quite fast, learning more variants or more difficult variants of the methods which you learned in the basic program. At the beginning you are learning some systematic program, some fixed method, but after completing the training program, you should be able to arrange your training according to needs and actual conditions. Your needs and conditions, and also needs and conditions of your students.